Today's video has been sponsored by Helix Sleep. So in a world where I have dedicated entire videos to singular ingredients such as bananas and Takis and Doritos, apples, lemons, and even tomatoes, it came as kind of a shock when I realized I haven't yet given pickles their time to shine. It could just be me, but I feel like the last few years have been pickle mania of some of the recipes I've seen, the concoctions that have come across my pages. From the intriguing to downright jarring, it is time to go all in on pickles and push in our dill chips and really relish in this moment. I am so sorry. Let's get right into this one. I'll try to limit the lame jokes as much as possible, I promise, but we've got quite a bit of work cut out for us, especially between the pizza and that soup. That's why I've been trying to get plenty of rest and prepare for this one. I didn't want to be fatigued and find myself tired, but thankfully we don't have to worry about that, thanks to my friends over at Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and are shipped directly to your door. They are well aware that everybody's got a unique body type and sleep preferences, so they developed their very own sleep quiz to help match you up with something perfectly. From the award-winning Luxe and the Ultra Premium Elite collections to the Helix Plus and even the Helix Kids, across their 20 unique mattresses, there's gonna be something for everybody here. And many, many years ago now, I myself took their sleep quiz, and because I'm a back sleeper and I like a medium to firm mattress, they hooked me up with this guy, and I've run out of adjectives to accurately depict how much this product has changed my freaking life. The last couple years have been pure sleeping bliss. If you sleep with a partner, you could take the quiz together and find something that's the perfect compromise for the both of you. And anywhere in the US, you can still get your mattress delivered right to your door for free. It comes rolled up in a box, it is super simple to set up, and if you're like me and you're nervous to buy something you haven't tried yet, Helix offers a 100-night sleep trial, so you have over 3 months to make sure you love your mattress. They also offer a 10-year warranty, financing options, and a flexible payment plan, so a great night's sleep is never that far away. So if you're in the market for a new mattress, you are in luck, because if you click that link in the top line of the description, head on over to helixsleep.com/DavidSeymour and use my exclusive code HelixPartner27, you can get 27% off site-wide, plus 2 free pillows, and a free bedding bundle with their Luxe and Elite mattresses, so click that link and head over to their site for more details. First up on today's very salty to-do list is the Instagram famous pickle martini. I grabbed some triple sec, dill pickles, a lime, and some Blanco tequila. Not to be confused with the pickletini we made over a year ago now, with literally equal parts of vodka and pickle juice. This one is a margarita variety with a little bit more going on. Do I think it's gonna be any better than the last one? Probably not. But enough of you have sent this to me, so we can add this one to the list of the peer pressure tests. I mixed together all of my ingredients in a big glass of ice, gave it a good shake, poured it over some fresh ice with some garnish. I can already feel my body beginning to reject this, but at least I'm not the only one that's gonna have to taste it.
Is this alcohol?
That was the first thing you ever had on the channel.
What was that?
It was the New Year's Eve glitter drink.
Oh, yes.
I hate tequila.
I don't like tequila, no.
Well, before we have a tasting, introduce your pickle obsession in under 60 seconds.
I mean, what's there not to like about pickles? I love pickles. So much so that I grow my own cucumbers now for what, like 4 years?
Every year we have had
spice.
Exponentially more cucumbers and pickles than the previous year. The whole neighborhood knows how our pickles taste.
Yeah, I've been giving out for free, 99, very nice to me. Ever since I was a kid, I could eat a whole jar of pickles like people eat a bag of chips. I'd just be like...
And then he drinks to all the juice in the jar.
Yeah, I had to cut back on that. No, absolutely not. I'm trying to think if I like tequila, would I like that? My love for pickles does not drown out my hate for tequila. This is the time where I say, let hate win. That's gross.
It's kind of genius. Instead of a salted rim, it's a pickle juice, pickle salt.
Okay, so the best thing you can have with pickles and alcohol is called a pickleback shot.
Nope.
You take the JMO.
Those make me gag. I think it's pretty good. I would drink this. I would give it a 8, shockingly.
I'd give it a 1.
Ouch. Next up is one that I have seen a ton myself, and it is actually sold in real stores. and seems to have been invented by a normal, stable human. They are the cold cut sandwiches with a pickle bun, and I grabbed giant pickles and lettuce, bacon, Dijon mustard, and a red onion, some tomatoes, American cheese, and turkey, or really whatever your heart desires to put on a sandwich, whatever your go-to deli order would be. For the sake of this test, I am following the recipe from that original video. I think that's a deli from northern Jersey somewhere. And again, I really have no problem with this because it's been sold everywhere for a couple of years now. And in my opinion, on the scale of gimmick ridiculousness to like normal practical food, it falls pretty close to the latter option. This is just swapping out a giant pickle instead of bread, incorporated into a meal that would normally have a pickle served alongside of it. So I got my bacon cooked up and nice and crispy. I tried to layer this as equally as I could without things toppling over, but I was able to manage with this guy and it looks pretty good, so let's see what the deal is with this one. Let's go, tomato boy.
Tomato? I thought you were doing pickles.
I thought this was like some random TikToker's creation. It is a real thing. Well, how did that happen?
I was holding it as tight as I could. Yeah! Squeezes right out. And you're holding it down tight. It's really good, it's just messy. Is it healthier because there's no bread?
Maybe. A lot more sodium. I fully expected this to just taste like a sandwich with a lot more pickle, but there's something going on. There's some extra kind of magic. Maybe it's because it's just super salty overall, so it's kind of just making everything more savory. But it's a damn good combination, although a little tough to eat. I thought you were the pickle fan here.
I am.
Don't seem like it.
What do you want me to say? I lived my whole life with pickles.
And right back to the trauma, because if you've never heard of a dill pickle soup before, you're about to see one. I attained some kosher dills, russet potatoes, and flour, chicken stock, sour cream, Old Bay, and bacon, water, a stick of butter, an onion, salt and pepper, and fresh carrots. So let's start with the positives first. For the most part here, it seems like we've got a good soup base. You've got plenty of freshly chopped up vegetables and aromatics. I love the fact that this is a recipe that will not take up your entire day, because once you've got everything chopped up and your prep work out of the way, you start cooking your bacon in a cold pan, and once that's nicely rendered down and the bacon's crispy, you remove it, and then start building your soup right on top of all that good bacon fat and fond. And for me, that's just about where the pros end, because although I've never met a pickle that I did not like, why do we have to make pickle everything? Like, who took a bite of a nice cold pickle and thought, I really wish I could have this vinegar-flavored seawater boiling hot? And perhaps my biggest issue with this recipe is the overkill amount of fat. You just plop down an entire stick of butter into a boiling hot pot of liquid. I just don't see it emulsifying properly. I understand it's gonna bubble away for a decent amount of time, but no amount of bubbles is going to be able to emulsify this much fat so that you don't have a half an inch of a layer of it on your finished plate. I would bet anything. But I just chugged along. I whipped up the mixture of flour and sour cream and then whisked that in. And then just finished it off by reintroducing the chopped up bacon and seasoning it to taste with the Old Bay and salt and pepper. I'm going to go into this with as open a mind as humanly possible and just taste it for what it is, so let's do it. I'm so excited for all the comments about my shadow. I'm sure you'll all be so nice. As for this, I threw some of the dillweed on there, only because I had it out. The recipe didn't call for it. I gotta say, it's actually not bad. All the vegetables are cooked very nicely. It's got a very nice salt level without adding any salt, really. Obviously the bacon and Old Bay and pickle juice is very salty, so. I do want to show you one thing. It's still not terrible, but as it sits, you can start to see all the fat kind of come to the surface. That butter just felt so overkill. Like, it would have been fine without it. Also, it's just kind of now hitting me a very strong aftertaste of like stomach bile, or like acid reflux, or that's just a Pavlovian response of what's gonna happen if I keep eating this. Either way, it's not terrible. It's definitely worth a try if you are a pickle and a soup lover and you've got a few extra hours. Will I ever make this or really anything from this entire video again? Doubtful. And lastly, we've got one to outshine them all, if you can even believe that. From various Midwestern state fairs, it is the pickle pizza. You will need some pickles, flour, and whole milk, dill chips, mozzarella cheese, butter, and pizza dough, many months old Parmesan and dill weed, salt and pepper, garlic, and fresh chives. So at first, I wanted to pass on this one completely because I feel like as the years go by, I can only play with so many recipes in a single video that look like a stomachache waiting to happen. But again, it is apparently sold in many places, and a handful of people enjoy it, although it is coming out of the same region that gifted us the cannibal sandwiches, and we all know how that ended. So I'm gonna give it a crack regardless, but freeze. I am not following this recipe that instructs you to mix some herbs into mayo and call it ranch, and then slather it on a pizza and eat mouthfuls of piping hot mayonnaise. It's just not happening. I refuse. So instead, I whipped up a quick little roasted garlic, dill, Parmesan cheese sauce, starting with a roux and the whole milk, and then everything else gradually in there until it got nice and thick, and allowed me to slather a nice thin layer of that across the dough. Of course, but only after we stuffed the crust with the pickle spears, which was actually a little easier than I thought it would be. I thought everything was just gonna get so wet and briny that it would be a nightmare, but it seemed to be going rather smoothly once I got my cheese and my pickle chips on there. Until, of course, I tried to slide this out off my pizza peel into the oven. It could be from that extra moisture or something I did, but it did not want to cooperate at first. I had to throw a ton of flour underneath this to get it off. And although things got a tad bit deformed in the end, we eventually got there, and it actually smells pretty good. Probably mostly thanks to the non-pickle ingredients, but still, let's give our final recipe a taste. That very nearly did not get on the pizza steel, but we have something. I'm not sure what quite yet. First reactions to a pickle pizza. Ever heard of it?
Yes, I have.
You have? Where?
Of course.
Well, there's some other uncommon Midwestern fair foods you've heard of as well. Didn't go over too good last time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta say, pretty good flavor.
Oh yeah, anything pickles good flavor. I almost forgot to talk about it. I've been enjoying it.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh look, there's pickle in the crust. Is that like fettuccine sauce? Like Alfredo?
Not far off.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Because I'm tasting the Parmesan and the garlic.
Which is crazy,
And the dill.
because in that whole thing of sauce, I only used 1 clove of garlic and just cooked it into the roux.
Into the roux. What is that? The only roux I know is from Golden Girls.
Alright.
It's alright. A 7 out of 10.
I can always count on you to keep me humble.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.